To another stream. Let me just see if we have the good screen format. Yes, we do. So today we are going to talk about how and when to use the compile feature in Scrivener. But before we do so, I just want to show you this beautiful session target. Look at this, 800 words. This was in 2.5 hours this morning. And this is because, as you can see, I've done a big juicy outline here, so a lot of this was just copy pasting or just really quick writing. So again, remember, if you have anxieties about writing, confidence and so on, outline, 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 and then it'll be smooth sailing. Anyway, so what is compile? What is the compile function in Scrivener, and what is it for? So the idea of the compile function in Scrivener is that you will have, or let me get that back. The reason there's a compile feature in Scrivener is because Scrivener is a pure writing software. So you don't have page numbers, you don't have page breaks, you have nothing. You are just writing, okay? So the compile function in Scrivener is there to basically transform text into a document that you send out for publication or whatever. And for academic papers, I basically don't use it. I've never used the compile version in Scrivener for academic papers. Why? Well, because what I do is I just open all of the documents in my draft, which are in order of the paper, so introduction, theory, methods, results, and discussion. I just go here. You see, they're all here. I then copy paste and open Word. It will open. And I'll just paste. And I have my whole document. Right? And here, then I can do page numbers, and I can do the references. You know, so I can have my reference software scan this document and produce a reference list. So that's what I do. That's my workflow. Okay. Now, so what I would say is, you are unlikely to need to use compile when you're writing academic articles. Okay, so let's open compile and see when would you use it. Okay, so the first thing is that, so here's the compile view. Okay, and you can compile in a number of formats. So everything from Microsoft Word, OpenOffice, HTML, Final Draft if you want, or EPUB if you want to publish an ebook and that's what you're writing, or PDF, you can just do a PDF, right? So let's do PDF, okay? Good. So then what you can, what you do in compile is you can select which documents you want to include, okay? So there you go. So I could, you know, I can have, for example, specific search results, a theory, a discussion. You know, and this is like, you know, for example, imagine you just need a PDF of your discussion section to share in class, right? So this is a quick way to do it. So what I would say is that you want to use compile if you only want to have part of your draft, right? So if you want to share just a part of your paper, or, you know, for example, you may keep notes in your draft. You shouldn't do it. You should keep it in the research folder. But if you keep it in your draft folder, then you can say, okay, I don't want my notes to show up. Okay, good. Now, this doesn't work for a paper, but you can have front matter, so that's the front cover and the back cover for for a book normally. In the paper, I mean, if you want to have like a separate page with the paper title and an end page with acknowledgements and and bios that use in all papers, you could use it here. And the way to use it is you just like select the document. This is not on the on your drafts folder. It's on your research folder, right? So anything that that you want. Okay. So then you can do the file title, and then you have here is where you have some really cool options that may make you use compile instead of just copy and pasting. Okay, so I never use footnotes or endnotes because in my field this is just something that you don't usually do, right? But imagine that you have a bunch of footnotes or endnotes in your document. Okay, so here you can, for example, remove footnotes. Okay, you can export the comments that you make on the inspector as footnotes and endnotes. Okay, you can export your footnotes and you can make them as endnotes. So this is like this is due to journal format where some journals will allow you to have footnotes. Others will tell you no, all of your notes need to be at the end of the paper. And then there's just some cleanup options like highlighting, text color, and hyperlink. Okay. So this gives you a huge amount of control over how you're outputting your text. So if you use footnotes, if you use endnotes, if you have your text annotated with highlights and colors, and you don't want to lose that when you, but you also don't want to go toward and reformat everything, then you can use the compile function for that. Okay. Then there's a replacement part. So if you're a qualitative researcher and you're something that this is super useful for is to change the pseudonym, to change the name of the company or people with a pseudonym, right? So this is basically a find and replace table where you can add so for example, imagine you did your research at AT&T, you can replace it with Comco, communication company, right? There you go. And you can say, okay, this is, in this case, doesn't make sense that it's a whole word, but you can do that. Okay. So bunch of options here. Okay. And then if you have a cover image for your book, you can have it here. Okay. So that's how it works. You can have multiple formats for this. So for example, a manuscript or a proof copy for a book or a paperback. So this will show you how this will sort of format your document sort of like in a paperback format with the right page size and so on, and an outline, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's how you use compile. Again, not something that you should do for academic papers. Again, except if you are using footnotes and endnotes. Then, yes, use it because you'll save a huge amount of time, right? If you're not using footnotes and endnotes, just copy your document and put it into Word. Most of us will just have, like me here, the paper sections in order in the draft folder. So if you just copy and paste this, that's your article, right? But again, footnotes and endnotes, no. Why do you need to put it into Word? Why don't you just compile your document into Word format and there you go? The reason is very simple. You need to add the references in Word, right? So all major reference management software are compatible with NVivo. oh, with NVivo, sorry, with Scrivener, but they just allow you to insert the references in Scrivener because Scrivener is to write, it's not to output, right? So you need a Word document or a text document or something similar to feed to your reference management program so that it can do the references at the end. That's basically the reason. Okay. Otherwise, you can do everything in Scrivener. So hopefully this was helpful. And we are going to have a little bit of a fun stream tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to tell you about how to use sports to improve your writing. So I'll tell you a little bit about the sports that I do. I do a little bit of sports and share with you how I feel that has really improved my writing. Okay, so I'll see you